Hola.
Hola.
Bienvenidos a LightSpeed Spanish.
Bienvenidos.
This is, I love those arms. This is Bienvenidos. Have you been working out? Yeah. This is an early intermediate lesson. And so we'll be doing it in English, obviously referring to Spanish. And this is a suggestion that comes from Eric Morris. Eric Morris. Hola, Eric.
Hola, Eric. From
Canada, Winnipeg. ¿Vale? And Eric is going to ask us a couple of things about the past tense. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Entonces, nos vemos.
Oh, we can't pick on his name. It's very straightforward.
There's nothing that can go wrong with Eric Morris.
Yeah. We're from?
Canada, Winnipeg.
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 Winnipeg. Sounds familiar. And strange at the same time.
Strange. Ok, entonces nos vemos en la segunda parte. Okay, so we have this message from Eric, and he's written it in Spanish, and he writes very nicely. He said, Hola, Cynthia y Gordon.
Hola.
Cynthia y Gordon, no Gordon y Cynthia. Importancia.
Jealous.
Yeah, sí. Antes que nada, quiero agradeceros por todo lo que hacéis. Vuestros vídeos me han servido de gran ayuda en mi camino hacia la fluidez en español y siempre me encanta escucharos.
Gracias.
Pero bueno, vengo aquí para dejaros una sugerencia para un vídeo. Yo diría que tengo un nivel más o menos avanzado de español. Pero aún así, todavía me resulta muy difícil saber cuándo se debe utilizar el imperfecto y el indefinido en algunos casos, sobre todo con los verbos pensar, creer y ser. Okay? So, let's work on...
Los verbos interesantes. Pensar, creer y ser.
Mm-hmm. So, and he's talking about using that in the imperfect past and then the indefinite or the preterite past, yeah? Okay? So, let's have a look at pensar first. Okay? So, pensar. We've got pensaba.
Pensaba.
And we'll just use the yo form, yeah? Pensaba y pensé.
Yes.
Okay? Now, I've heard, for example, pensé que blah, blah, blah. And I've heard pensaba que blah, blah, blah. When do we use pensé?
I think there's such a fine line there that I don't think there's that big of a difference with that verb.
For example, pensé que no venías. Pensaba que no venías. How does that strike you?
Pensaba que no venías. Pensé que no venías. For example, the ones I would choose when I would choose the preterite, it's when you say pensé en dejarte, no sé, en prepararte la cena para cuando llegases. Like I thought about, I thought that you would like that.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, I would use preterite.
Pensé.
Yeah, pensé que te gustaría saber esto. I thought you would like to know that. I thought you would. All of this, I thought you would, or I thought that would be pensé.
Right. Okay. For example, you has it got to do?
It's like a moment of thought. Yeah.
Right.
Like, oh, I think he'd like that. It's just it's not like ongoing. I suppose. Or it's like, oh, he'd like to know that. Pensé que te gustaría saberlo.
Do you think it has anything to do with then following through on that thought of I thought you would like having some food ready and here it is? Or has it got nothing to do with then acting on that thought?
Right, for example, I'll give you an example. You mind if you say, I thought you would like to have some food ready. Pensé que te gustaría tener... There you are. I thought you would like to have that. When I'm giving it to you, yeah? I thought you would like to have that. But then if the person says, no, I don't want it, I didn't want that, I could say, oh, pensaba que te iba a gustar. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that. I don't know, it would be different then. Instead of I thought.
Right, so it's kind of like...
But again, it's not like a massive deal that it would be...
But for native, that pensé que te gustaría tener esto. Yeah, it's kind of like a moment of thought, and then you're doing something, and then it's done. It's like this little like inspiration moment. Yeah, pensé. Does it work? For example, you could use creer with that, couldn't you?
Creer. Okay.
It would be exactly the same, wouldn't it? Yo creí que te gustaría tener.
Yeah.
That same feel of, because pensar and creer really are
Yeah,
synonymous, aren't
creí
they?
que deberías saberlo. I believe that you should know, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you've taught me, haven't you?
Yes, I've just told you, and I've just said.
And then,
I thought that you'd like to know.
And when you say pensé que te gustaría tener comida ya preparada, it's ready, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's kind of linked to this. I thought that this would be nice. I've done it because I thought it would be nice. It's like I
suppose the same as in English, yeah. When you say, "I thought you'd like to know."
Absolutely,
you said
it's
that
done.
when you've said the person
right.
the thing, yeah.
So that's that feel of using the preterite.
Yes.
But the pensaba. Yo pensaba que te habría gustado.
And then I realized that is not true. And then I would use the pensaba. Like when I had a thought then, and then I realized it wasn't true. Like pensaba que te iba a gustar la cena. I thought you would have liked dinner, for example.
Yeah.
Or supper or whatever.
Right. Yeah? Okay.
But again, there's a really fine line because sometimes you can, depending on what you mean again. Yeah.
What about that sentence? You know that sentence of
because
yo te quise. Yeah.
Yeah, you can say siempre te quise,
siempre
o siempre te he
quise.
querido.
Siempre te
quise. Te quise mucho. Yeah.
When you say that, is it over?
Yes. I don't love you anymore.
Siempre te quise.
I mean, well, I'm talking about then.
Yeah, but if you say to somebody, siempre te quise, what's the sensation?
A ver, siempre te quise. Siempre te quise. Maybe I still love you now, but it's like, I don't know. It could be both.
Because if you say siempre te he querido, to me that
siempre te he querido is definitely
it's
ongoing.
still ongoing. I'm still
siempre
there.
Te quise.
Yeah. Because you used to shout, "Adios, te quise."
Eh?
Yeah, you used to say that jokingly to the kids.
I don't remember that, but okay.
We're like, bye, I loved you.
Siempre te quise. If I had to choose one, and then I would say it's over.
Yeah. Typically following the rules of the preterite, which is it comes to an end. Te quise, but in some countries where they don't use the present perfect, that could have a completely different meaning.
Exactly.
Yeah?
That's why it could be both,
yeah.
depending on where you are. But if I had to choose, it would be over. Yeah.
All right. So we've talked about pensar and creer, and then ser, which is a bit more complex, isn't it?
Ser. These are weird because if you had another Spanish-speaking person with me,
they might have a different opinion.
Yeah, they could say, well, I think I would use it, you know?
Sure.
Particularly if they're from other countries.
Yeah.
They would have another perception of
it's true.
Of how to use.
It's true. So it's kind of like, you know, for example, if I said to you, bueno, yo pensaba que te iba a gustar.
Yes.
Okay.
Then that means that you found out that I don't like it, for example.
Yeah. It's what I thought. I was thinking that you were going to like it, but you don't.
Yeah, pensaba que te iba a gustar. Oh, I thought you... Well, in English you would say I thought, anyway. So...
But if you look at that structure, pensaba que te iba a gustar, I'm using two imperfects. So this is showing that that's not the case, it's just what I thought, yeah? But pensé que te gustaría...
Pensé que te gustaría.
That's a different structure. That's preterite with the conditional.
Exactly.
Yeah? Which is a very different structure, which is, I thought that you'd like this. Yeah? I'm not, and you probably will. Yeah, so two very different structures.
But again, could you say pensaba que? Pues yo pensaba que te gustaría. Maybe somebody would say that. Again, I mean, people from Spanish-speaking countries could be watching this and saying, "Well, I would say," because it happens, well, I would say. So I leave that open for,
But typically, that's how you use it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you what I feel would be the typical use of that. Yeah. And the meaning of it.
Mm-hmm. And as for the, I think the ser probably needs to be another lesson because it's a lot more complex when you get into fui or era.
And saber as well. Saber is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Have we got saber there?
No, only pensar, creer.
Exactly, yeah.
Saber is an interesting one as well.
The
supe
sabía. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Supe la verdad.
Well, with that one, actually, the trick is, for example, no lo sabía. I didn't know. Well, I didn't know that. That's a typical one. No lo sabía. But with supe, you need something else. I didn't know until that happened. Mm-hmm. It's like find out. When you use the preterite with saber, the sense is I found out.
The moment.
I learned at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found out at that moment the truth.
It's the same as darse cuenta. To realize, to find out.
But the typical of, I didn't know, it's the no lo sabía.
No lo sabía.
We wouldn't say no lo supe.
Yeah.
No lo supe hasta entonces. I didn't know until then.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't have that information until then. I didn't learn that until then.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until then. Then
didn't
it would
realize.
Be preterite.
Yeah. Yeah. But we'll do another lesson on ser. Maybe we'll do a little review on ser and estar with the preterite and the
well, it's only ser. He's fine with estar.
Are you fine with estar, Eric? Well, but yeah, definitely the ser is a lot more involved than these ones. But
I'm trying to think where the problem would be with ser, for example. Give me a
I was
Honestly,
a policeman.
I can't think.
I was a policeman.
Okay, things like that. Yeah, with Oh, he was a good person.
Fui policía, era policía. Yeah. So it's a bit more involved. Yeah.
But for you, it would be yo era policía.
Why?
Typically, no. Yo era policía antes. Yo fui policía sounds very distant and very specific years of time.
Of course,
specific.
Yeah. Because
like fui policía
10 años.
Sí, de 1995 al 2000. And then yes, like you're giving me very specific time frame.
Sure, yeah.
But in general, like before I was a police officer, era policía.
It's like saying, I used to be a policeman.
Yeah.
Yo era. Yeah.
That's it.
But the rule is if you're going to measure it, you've got to preterite. So that's why if you want to say I was a policeman for 10 years, there is no choice. You've got to say fui.
Yeah.
You can't
Even
say
if
era.
it's 10 years, because some people think, but if it's a long amount of time, like a decade, 50 years, then it can't be preterite because it's long.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's measured, so preterite.
Measured. Yeah. So there you have it, Eric. I hope that's helped. I mean, we probably scratched the surface of all of the times that you would use imperfect and preterite with those verbs, but they are valuable. That kind of idea of this is what I thought and I acted on it because I thought you would like it, or oh my god, I thought you would like it but you haven't. Yeah.
For example.
Slightly different. Yeah. Okay. Bueno. And now a word from our sponsor. By the way, I want to request something. I want to request something.
Remember not to request or do sponsors in Irish, okay?
Time to overcome it. I want to request something.
Now Scottish.
Okay. I am going to set up a Telegram group. Okay? Specifically. And
we already have a Telegram group.
No, this is a separate Telegram group.
Okay.
What I would like to offer you is if you have an interesting accent, okay, all you've got to do is join the Telegram group and leave
Define
an audio.
Interesting accent.
An accent from anywhere that's you
For
would
example,
say.
an example.
It doesn't really matter. Canadian accent, Geordie accent, Scottish accent, Irish accent, Australian accent, American.
From New Zealand.
New Zealand, whatever. Just
places.
whatever. But what the idea is this. All you've got to do is join the Telegram group and leave an audio. Just in the audio, you say, and now a word from our sponsors. That's all you have to say. But whatever accent you've got to exaggerate the accent. So if it's from Northern Ireland, make sure it's like the best accent you can do, wherever you are, okay? And what we're going to start to do is I'm going to start to add...
Every week.
I'll add whatever. Whoever puts them on, I'll add and now a word from our sponsors onto this, okay? So that we can start. And obviously, what I'd like you to do is do the and now a word from our sponsors, and then just mention where you're from. All right, it doesn't need to be any longer than that. From blah blah blah, and your name.
And then that's it. Then they leave the Telegram group.
Yeah, that's all. Just need to go in, just leave it.
No chatting, no making friends. Just, go in, leave your message and go.
No, but if you want to chat, come to the LightSpeed Spanish chat. It's always there. Go to the chat because I just want this just for the accents, and I'll pull them out, and each week we'll have a different one. I think that'll be lovely. Okay? Let's see if it'll work.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that you don't get emails from people.
So now a word from our sponsors. We've just been talking about using ser in the past, in the preterite and the imperfect. This book here, Ser en Estado Made Simple, focuses purely on those two verbs in all positions. In all positions.
Positions.
But the biggest focus...
The Kama Sutra
exactly.
of Ser en
Every
Estado.
position you can imagine, you'll find Ser en Estado. Okay? And
also every tense.
Every tense, exactly. And it's... Obviously, the biggest focus is on using the past. It helps you to understand how to use it in the present, and then it moves on to the past. Why? Because if you can't use ser en estado properly in the present, you can't go into the past. Because if you go into the past, then it becomes like double trouble.
Yeah.
Like it's all over the place. And we've had experiences. Some of our students haven't grasped the present, and then they've shot off with the Spanish, and they've done really well, but it's like when they don't understand that ser en estado thing, and hey, it's not easy, then they kind of, they end up using estaba for a lot of things, unnecessarily much. Does that even exist in English? Unnecessarily much. Sounds better.
Now.
The more I say it, the better it sounds. Yeah, they use it unnecessarily much.
Luckily, we don't teach English.
Okay, so I'll put the link for this in the video, ¿ok? Entonces, eso es todo y ahora nos vamos.
Y nos vemos.
Hasta luego, adiós.